Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play the Ur-quan Masters Star Control 2. The last time we left off, I had beaten the game. So the question is, why are we having another video? Well, the answer to that question is this. Because I was so suddenly... Hold on, I'll turn on the volume just slightly. Because... I was not expecting the core A to just go around and start destroying everybody. I didn't really plan ahead, and I was going very, very slowly on... I was operating very slowly in getting all the missions done. And when I discovered that they were moving because, you know, you only have about a year left. Once they start moving, you have a year left in game before you lose, okay? And since I only had a year left, I just did the absolute necessary things in order to get the final supplies that I needed in order to beat the game. Now, fortunately, that means I wasn't able to talk to two different races, so that's a lot of dialogue we missed. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is go ahead and try to do those missions that I missed. And I loaded up an old save, so there should be plenty of time to at least get these, one of these missions done. I'm trying to remember here exactly which one we're supposed to go to. I think it's south here. That's okay. If it's wrong, we'll just try again. I still find it a little bit difficult to remember exactly where each one of these things go. Let's see, where did we end up? Ah, that's exactly where I wanted to go. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is go to, I believe it's Beta Copernicus. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to go to that star right above the Mycons. Basically just straight north of here. There's something special we're going to try to get. Oh, it's this one? Might be this one. Not sure. We'll look. Okay. Takes a little while to load for some reason. Delta Scorpii. No, this is not what we wanted. Let's leave right again. We'll go up here. I think it might be this one. And here we go. Nope, this isn't it. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, we've talked to the Mycons. We didn't miss that. Well, that's true. But one of the races we want to talk to involves are closely affiliated with the Mycons, so or they're associated in some way. Okay, Alpha Brahe is not where we want to go. It's nice that they don't really attack you. Oh, I need to go farther north. That's probably right. I need to go this way. This is probably going to be it. Let's see. Beta Copernicus, that's right. And I believe it's the planet closest to the sun. I don't think that guy there is going to bother me. We're not going to bother getting any minerals or resources. We only want to go get exactly this particular item, which we have not seen before. I did not grab this item before. Assuming that it's here. Okay, so this is a very dangerous planet, but we can see we have our energy signature here. So we're going to go down and get that. We don't need to hear that. Near the unusual volcanic, I don't know, I think it's called a fumarole, we have found a fragment of some kind of biological encasement or shell, which is made of an incredibly tough, heat-resistant mat of fungal fibers. We can find no sign of any life form which may have hatched from this eggshell, but we will bring it back to the flagship for further study. Okay. That's all we needed there. Now we need to navigate here. We'll get out of here. So what we want to do is probably go back. We don't want to talk to you. Let's probably go back to the starbase and see what the analysis of it is. The first thing we want to do here. Might as well refuel while we're at it, even though we're not really low. Not going back for fuel, I'm mainly going back to just get the dialogue of whatever our scientists say when analyzing that eggshell. What's the wrong one? You can tell because we're on the edge of the map. This is not the one we wanted to go to. What we want to go to is straight down here. Go back up to Seoul. You know, it's funny that because the one of the races that I missed was probably one of the most interesting ones to see, and I was intending to actually go do that. That was the very next thing I was going to do until I discovered that those Korra moving was not just a bug. It was, you're about to lose the game if you don't hurry up. So I'm kind of sad, but that's okay. I kind of doubt I would have used their ships anyway. So we do get an alliance out of it. Whoa. I'm moving too fast here. Let's go. Ah! It's definitely a little bit difficult sometimes to hit what you're wanting to hit, at least if you're as bad as I am.
Good to see you again, Captain.
Can you analyze what I've acquired?
The analysis reads as follows. Subject Mycon egg case. Data? We really didn't know Mycon came from eggs, but our analysis of this sheath shows that it's been subjected to phenomenal temperatures and pressures. The most unusual aspect of the egg case is its size. We know Mycons range in height from 0.5 to 3.5 meters, but our reconstruction of the whole egg case shows it to be over 25 meters high. Summary. If a Mycon came out of this, he's gotta be really big. That's the end of our scientist's report.
Alright, goodbye.
Goodbye, Captain.
Goodbye. Okay, we're gonna outfit the starship while we're here, might as well. Get our fuel all the way up. Very good. And I might go down and build some ships. Might as well. just in case I run into any trouble. Oh, I can only build those two. Like I said, I uploaded an old save and I made sure it was pretty far back so that we wouldn't run into the issue of the Korra going off again and destroying the races I want to talk to. But that's fine. So now we want to go to Beetlejuice or Beetlegeist. I'm not sure how you say it. And we want to check it out with the egg cases. Oh, actually, I forgot. There's something I want to do before we do that. Let's see on the star map here. Okay. What we want to do is go here. Use our quasi-portal, and actually there's somewhere with the Mycons we wanted to go see again. I just forgot that I wanted to talk to them first before going to the next thing. Okay. Or not. Yep. There we go. Okay, that is where we want to be. We want to go to Epsilon Scorpii. So let's make sure we know where that is. Epsilon Scorpii. Alright, that's where we want to go. So that's what we're going to do. Not too far. I don't think it's those 2 stars. Someone's coming after. Yeah, we need to go this road. Right. I don't really feel like bothering with you. Alright, I think it's one of those. We'll just double check. Okay, north and to the left. Now there's 2 ways. You can either do what I'm doing now, or you can purchase information from the Melanorme in order to figure out, I guess, where to go next. Their home world is in here somewhere. I think it's the one that's really close to the sun. I think this is also where you get the sun device. Right, remember we got the sun device well, maybe not. This isn't where we got the... Yeah, it's not where the sun device is, but anyway. We don't want to fight them.
Juffawup is all omni-existent, spreading and changing the non into Juffawup. You are non, who must become Juffawup or void. We are the agents of Juffawup. We are the Mycon.
So we hadn't actually gone to these guys before, I don't think. I did talk to the Mycons, but I don't think I ever came to their home world. So now we're going to go through all the dialogue we can get from the Mycons.
Pulsing hot liquid flows through my outstretched tendrils, sending thrills into my interior. The moment has come. I swell and burst. Above me, a cloud of whispering light whirls through the air. I am content.
Let's be friends.
The Juffawup is strong in this place.
Okay. We have come to your homeworld to seek a truce.
Your simple sexual process produces random mosaics of genetic instructions. Yet, with the simplicity of breath, I modify my own patterns. You humans improve a tool and double your capabilities. We Mycon improve ourselves and increase 1,000-fold. You impede the flow of Juffowuff through the universe. We will now remove this clog. We will now aid Juffowuff by eliminating you.
Oops. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, well, what we're gonna do is just get out of here. We're gonna destroy one of these ships. Oh! I really hate that planet. Because there's just no opportunity to avoid it. Armor. Oh, they're healing themselves. Okay, we're going to escape here because I'm pretty sure that's an infinite sort of thing. I'm going to leave. No reason to fight an infinite number of ships. We're going to leave, and we're going to come back. So I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to talk to these guys about something. I just triggered an annoyance to them.
We are the Mycon.
Okay. We've come to Homeworld.
The deep children, spears of light in the darkness, their discarded husks speak of joy to come.
Okay. I think we did all that already. I was under the impression there was supposed to be a dialogue.
I have chosen my offspring's memories carefully from my set of remembrances, the sweet and warm times of my existence, and those of my parents. The bits of a million lifetimes coalesced into a birth gift of complete awareness.
Okay, let's be
In the
frank.
dark they grow, the deep fire feeds the children. Their birth breathes warmth across a cold world. You impede the flow of Juffowuff through the universe. We will now remove this clog. We will now aid
Yeah, okay. Well, I think the dialogue is a little bit different. So I might do this a couple times. Just to, get the dialogue here. Well, that wasn't very smart, was it? Oh wow, how are you missing? I think the dialogue was a little bit different, so we're gonna go ahead and do this a couple times. I think he just gets annoyed after a second. And, oh, here they come. Okay, we'll try it one more time. We'll see if we get anything new, and we'll just see.
We are the Mycon.
Yeah, you sure are. You come to your homeworld to seek a truth.
The system requires more energy. A convenient source lies beneath the crust.
Why are you unwilling to address my question?
We look to Jeffowup for direction, and it provides the pattern. Endless expansion, with purity of achievement and intolerance of error.
Let's be
I
clear.
am Sloosh. I was incinerated 14,000 Earth years ago. I live now for but a moment. Then I am gone. You impede the flow of Jeffowup.
So they're pissed now. I don't know. There's probably more dialogue, but it's kind of annoying to constantly get attacked. So I'm just going to, I think, get out of here. Actually, this one's kind of nice to fight these guys. It's very fast. And it can do that. It can sort of teleport out if you're about to... Come on. A little bit. It's got a very tight turning radius. It's nice at turning. And it's not affected by the... As you can see... Definitely faster than those things. Oh. Let's try to get out of here, I guess. It's probably going to die. Oh, no, it got it. Still have to fight him, though. We'll go back to this one. I'm not as good at fighting them as I would need to be. Now we should be able to get out of here. Alright, I think the Mycon do have other dialogues, but frankly, I don't care if I'm gonna have to be interrupted with that crap every few seconds. I'm sure other people have put their full dialogue onto the oh, I guess we get another conversation. We might as well see what they say. I'm sure other people have gotten the full dialogue.
We are the Mycon.
We wish to make peace between...
Incorporation of dense amphibole fibers ensure survival in environmental extremes. I yearn for magma, the flowing warm basalts, the red glow of the lava pools.
Don't trouble yourself.
Jeffowup fills in my fibers, and I grow.
Yeah, whatever. You're a turd. Yeah, we can try this one. Why not? They're very fast.
Jerk, wimp, twit, baby, loser. Jerk, wimp, moron, loser, fool, dodo, worm, jerk, twit, loser, wimp, moron, dummy, fool, moron, fool, worm, baby, jerk, fool, jerk, stupid, dodo,
Hit
baby.
himself, that's good. That was kind of entertaining. If you hold down the alternative... Whoop. If you hold down the alternative key, that's how you have to,
Dummy.
Oh! You got that one. Oh well. Game's already over, so I don't really care if, I succeed on these. If I lose some ships. not gonna make it. Not very well. Not fast enough to outrun those things. And since they can heal, this probably isn't going to work out very well for me. Well, that was probably for the best. I don't actually want to waste a lot of time fighting these guys. We'll go and do this. Did I win that? Oh, yeah, I did win. Good, now it's time to get out of here and try not to get attacked again, because there's really no point in doing that. Go, 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 go. We don't need to fight any of these guys. There's absolutely no purpose to that. Okay, I'm not entirely sure where the, doesn't really matter. Maybe the reason I couldn't get any information about that is because I already bought it from the Melnorme. I did buy the location of the next group from them. So now that we're away, we're going to be going up to that blue star that's kind of by itself. Up near the Ur-quan territory. Just outside it, really. That's Beetlejuice. It's easy to remember because it's very off on its own. Alright, where are we now? We need to take a little bit more left. We are in the Ur-quan territory. It's possible they could spawn to attack us. They aren't doing it just yet. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah. There we go. You'll notice there is a slave-shielded planet here. Oop. Probably dodged hitting it right there. Another space station just like our own. Who's here? Nobody, apparently.
Attention, unidentified space vessel. Be warned. This slave world and its inhabitants belong to the Ur-quan. I am Starbase Commander Talana of the slave planet Gaia. Your ship is not responding to standard hierarchy identification sequences. You are therefore classed as independent. And what? Is my monitor display correct? Is that a human commanding that vessel? Who are you?
Alright, so one thing that didn't really make much sense about the ending of the game when I had never actually talked to this person. This is the person who apparently was standing over me after destroying the Sumatra. It didn't quite follow since I'd never actually talked to her in-game before that point, but we're going to talk to her now, see what she has to say. This is what we should have done before the end, and would have done if there hadn't been a time limit. We're the ethics police. Justify that costume immediately.
Huh? What are you talking about? This is the uniform of a syreen commander. The climate aboard this starbase is maintained at a constant 22 degrees centigrade. What are we supposed to wear in here? Parkas? But you haven't answered my question fully. Why are you here? Where are you from? Has the slave shield been lifted from Earth? Are the Ur-quan finally defeated? Simply put, Captain, what do you want from us?
We have come here to free you from slavery to the Ur-quan. To be honest, we need your help to destroy the Ur-quan.
Look, Captain, I like you. Even though you're an obnoxious human, I like you. In another time, we might have become good friends. Perhaps more. But that's a fantasy, and my job is dealing with reality. We're not going to do anything to jeopardize what we've got here. We've come too far, lost too much, to ever risk losing Gaia, our new home. Don't get all judgmental on me, Captain. You don't know what we've been through.
We'll do this one last. So, Commander Talana, what are you doing here?
When the Ur-quan conquered us over 20 years ago, I was only a young girl living in Habitat 31. My older sister Diani was a starship officer in the Space Patrol. She was part of the final defense at Raynet. She didn't make it back. When the Ur-quan caught us in open space, we all thought we were going to die. But then, instead of killing us, the Ur-quan offered us a choice. We could join the ranks of their combat thralls, or we could be slave-shielded in our homeworld. Like the people of Earth, we chose peace. We became fallow slaves. When the Ur-quan told us to return to our homeworld, we explained that we had none. Ur-quan Master 9 explained that they had encountered this situation before, and if we would provide them with a list of our requirements, they would use their extensive astronomical data stores to find a planet for us. So we told them about Syra, about the color of its sky, about the abundant life forms, about the fertility of the soil and seas. Less than an hour later, we received a terse message from Master 9. We were to proceed to these coordinates and disembark. This was to be our new home. But our new world, Gaia, was everything we described. We'd been searching for a home planet for 75 years, and in the end, it was our enemies who gave one to us. I grew up on a small island off the main continent, and like all of my people, we lived each day under the sick, red glow of the slave shield. When the Ur-quan arrived 7 years ago to refurbish and recrew the starbase, I was selected as the new commander.
Oh. So what happened to you at the end of the war?
When we first met your people, we'd been wandering through the stars for almost 75 years, ever since the death of Syra, our home planet. We joined your alliance, and I use the word joined loosely, because we had no other choice. The Fox were raiding our slow habitat columns, and we had nowhere else to go. We fought for survival, Captain, nothing more. When your people on Earth were defeated, the Alliance just plain fell apart. The Yehat and Shofixi retreated to their native stars and didn't want us to follow. The Ariru, those creepy little weasels, just plain bugged out, vanished, leaving us alone with nowhere to go, smack in the path of the oncoming Ur-quan armada. What were we supposed to do? Fight? 2/3 of our habitat fleet was unarmed. Many aren't even superluminal. We were going to be annihilated if we resisted, and we knew it. When the Ur-quan surrounded us and started giving orders that all ended with, "or die," we took them at face value. We obeyed. In exchange, they gave us Gaia, the planet below. It's a beautiful world, Captain. I wish I could show it to you. So don't misunderstand me. We love our freedom as much as anybody else, but we've got a good life here, and we don't want to lose it.
Let's see. Would you tell me a bit about your people and your culture?
Our species are almost identical, almost too close a match to be just a coincidence. Our bodies are very similar, Captain. Except for certain parts. Our cultural development is also mostly parallel. Like you Earthlings, we evolved a society from primitive tribes whose main function were to protect themselves from the large reptiles native to our old world. The main difference between our two sets of cultures, the split in the paths of our development, occurred in what would have been your prehistory, say 5000 BCE. In your world, the agricultural communities were conquered by the more primitive, but also more aggressive migratory herding peoples. This led to a particular kind of sexual and political dominance structure which pervaded almost all of your Earth cultures until the early 21st century. On Syra, our only primitive migratory tribes were confined to our mountainous regions. Their herd beasts, the Waimai, did not do well in the agricultural basins and plains. The two cultures were isolated until much later, when the technological superiority of the farmers curtailed any major conflict.
What was Syra like?
It was our paradise, Captain, our Eden. Earth is the only world we know of whose variety and richness of life even comes close to Syra. Again, like so many other things about our two species, our worlds were very much the same. At least before you began encasing yours in concrete and plastic. Syra's gravity was a bit lighter than Earth's, and its day was 50% longer. Our diurnal cycle is therefore different from yours. We spend 20 hours awake, followed by 10 hours horizontal.
That was a little bit of a hint. Come on now, isn't that outfit, knife included, a bit absurd?
Maybe some other time, Captain. I can show you the hidden functionality of my uniform. Knife included.
Oh boy. What happened to the males of your species?
When Syra was destroyed, the only people who survived were in orbit, and most of them were members of our newly established, mostly female space patrol. From their ships, their orbital platforms, and their lunar outposts, they watched Syra die. Within 3 days after the cataclysm began, the surface temperature of Syra had risen by almost 75 degrees to above the boiling point of water. It became clear that Syra, our paradise, our Eden, was gone. The survivors spent years in orbit. They made a few missions to the surface and actually found a handful of survivors. But their main activity was to make preparations for departure. The Space Patrol fitted makeshift drive units to anything that could hold air. Orbital factories, research pods, even hotels. When the fleet was ready, they left orbit and never looked back. The final population of our species was less than 10,000. With only 500 males, but they were the best and the brightest. For the next 75 years, our people wandered at sublight speed through the stars, looking for a new home.
Okay. Don't you ever, get lonely?
Don't worry about us, Captain. We make out all right.
Different?
This subject is very difficult for us, Captain, but I will try to recount those sad days. Like your solar system, ours had a large population of comets and asteroids. Large meteor impacts, though rare, were not unheard of on our planet. So it was not a total shock when an asteroid penetrated our atmosphere and hit the surface. What was odd was that unlike most other meteors, this one was not pulverized on impact. It penetrated the crust, and indeed went all the way through to the mantle, causing a supervolcano. The earthquakes caused by the impact were severe. The magma pumped out of the caldera wreaked significant damage on the nearby terrain, but within a few weeks it had cooled, forming a solid rock bandage over the wind. Within a few months, We had cleaned up the mess. The caldera was calming down nicely, and things were pretty much back to normal. Then, just over a year after the impact, all hell broke loose on the surface of Syra. Huge calderas were opening all over, not just around the meteor impact, but everywhere. The scope of the disaster is impossible to imagine. Entire cities sliding into oceans of molten lava, kilometer-wide sections of land pulverized by a cataclysmic explosion, and clouds of poison gas and superheated steam created a death shroud around Syra.
If you love freedom and hate the Ur-quan, why won't you help us?
Like I said before, Captain, we would like to help, but we are unwilling to risk losing Gaia. Unless you can find a much more compelling reason for us to get involved, you're on your own.
Okay, now to the point. Talana, have you ever heard of the Deep Children?
Yes, I think so. Aren't they part of the Mycon religion somehow? We have recordings of Mycon hyperwave transmissions from the war. Pretty weird stuff. The Mycons just kind of rambled, never making much sense. They talked a lot about deep children and spears of light, but we couldn't ever understand what they were talking about.
What if I told you that Mycon Deep Children shatter planet crusts, like your Syra?
What? What did you say? Human, you had better not be joking. Syra is not a subject for Earth humor. Now what do you mean, shattered planet crusts? How? That is what happened to Syra, yes, but we presumed it was a natural cataclysm, a meteor. Do you have proof that it was something else? These deep children?
Talana, I have brought you proof that the Mycon Deep Children destroys your world, Syra.
Let me see this proof, Captain.
Look at these fungal egg sacs. We found them near a crystal puncture on a shattered world.
Great gods! These fragments, they are identical to the debris we found near the punctures on Syra. We never guessed that the fragments might be organic. To have survived re-entry, nothing organic would remain. Unless it was genetically constructed for this purpose. And only the Mycons possess this capability. The Mycons will pay dearly for their crimes. We will not sit here and do nothing while the Mycon fiends are free to roam the galaxy, perpetrating their evil. You wanted our cooperation in fighting the Ur-quan. You've got it. Provided you first help us seek our revenge against the Mycon race. Help us to destroy them.
Gladly. Okay, so what do you want us to do?
Our first step is to get some mobility. We have some fine starship officers aboard, and they're all eager to go after the Mycons. But without our penetrator starships, we're totally ineffectual. So our first step has to be recovering our Space Patrol combat fleet. We know that the Ur-quan didn't destroy them. They never waste anything. But we believe they have sealed them in some kind of deep vault in the surface of an alien planet.
Do you know where your ships are? Well, we can try this one. So what do I get for this?
You will receive more gratitude than you know what to do with, Captain.
Okay, do you know where your ships are?
No, that's your job. But maybe we have some clues to help you find them. The starship officers who flew the penetrators to the vault did so with total sensor blackout. The only thing they could use for navigation was the presence of the dreadnought fleet surrounding them. When they arrived at their destination and lowered their ships into the immense vault, they were transported to the dreadnoughts and only caught a split-second glimpse of the outside world. As far as they could tell, the sun was either red or orange. Based on the trip time calculations, the farthest they could have traveled is about 200 hyperspace distance units. Captain, we've assembled a small team of our most skilled officers. We will send them to your ship on board their own small shuttle. We feel that in the interest of efficiency, We keep our officers away from your crew, at least until the mission is over. As soon as you arrive at the vault, our people will take over. Figure out a way to open the vault and bring our penetrators back here.
Okay. If I die, just remember that I really like you.
Good luck, brave Earthling. When your mission is successful, maybe then we can get to know each other better.
Sounds great, sweetheart. Alright, we're going to go ahead and call this video quits. When we come back, we'll go try to figure out where this vault is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later, folks.